All right, well, let's talk about costs right now because you probably look at your bank account and you think, man, where did it all go? There are some everyday expenses that might seem small in moderation, but they can quickly add up, and that can drain your wallet without you really even realizing it. Let's bring in financial advisor David Peters once again to uncover some of these common money-wasting habits and some tips to say. This is like death by 1,000 cuts, David. You know, you don't think about those little things, and then they add up. Where should we start?
Well, I think that especially this time of the year, there's a lot of things that we really don't think about too much that can, like you said, add up to a lot. I think that one of the things there is travel costs. Whenever we are traveling for the holidays, just making sure that we're not maybe spending more money than we need to, maybe looking at traveling in the middle of the week if we are needing to fly somewhere, also avoiding airport meals, things like that when we can. I think that that can actually save quite a bit of money.
You know, when you talk about the meals, this is something that I even made a change a couple of years ago. I will bring my own food. I will bring my own water bottle. And you don't think of it as a lot, but, you know, especially if you have a connection. I mean, it's $15, $20 every airport if you want to grab a bag of snacks and a bottle of water. So if you do travel a lot, those little things can add up. I want to ask you about something that is not exactly a sexy expense, right? This is not glamorous. We're talking about insurance, and a lot of times that's where we set it and forget it. And you say that's one of the worst things financially that we can do.
Yeah, so as somebody who used to work in the auto insurance industry, I mean, I can tell you that that insurers that they make money on renewals, and so you know, especially when we are looking at when we get that renewal notice through the mail, it's always good to shop around. Make sure that that you are truly getting the best rate possible. Make sure that you know, there's not something available that's out there that might be a little bit cheaper. You need insurance, no doubt about it, but shop it around every few years just to make sure that you still are getting the best deal.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic advice because you're right. A lot of us are overwhelmed and we get that renewal notice and we're like, let's just pay it. I'm not even going to think about it. You just pay it. And like you said, advantage to the others, but maybe we can save some money there. All right, where else can we save as we start to get ready for hopefully a new year, new financial goal?
Well, so, I mean, one of the ones that is having to do with credit card spending, a lot of us, especially right now, we're buying gifts and things like that. Make sure that we're paying off our credit cards each month, avoid those high interest rates. Also, make sure that we're taking advantage of cashback rewards, too. I mean, a lot of the credit cards now, especially these days, they offer pretty generous cashback rewards. And so as soon as those become available, make sure that we're taking that as a statement credit, make sure that we can knock down our balance a little bit more. That can save us some money and also save us some interest as well.
It's the kind of thing, and we fall into this trap every year, right? We get ready for the holidays, and we want to make everybody happy, so we buy gifts for as many people as we can, and then we get the dreaded January bank statements, and we're just like, oh boy, what did I do? If we're smart about it, that's the time where we will say, I'm not doing this next year, or at least I'm going to save between January and next November. Are you a fan of rebudgeting each year?
Yeah, I like to rebudget each year because, you know, our costs do tend to change, especially as we go from one year to the next. And so it's a good idea to sit down and really take a hard look at your budget. And certainly during the holidays is a good time to set it up for the next year. We're starting to think about New Year's resolutions and things like that. And so just to make sure that that our budgeting is realistic and it still is matching up with what we are actually spending and what we can handle, given our paychecks and things like that. Just making sure that we're living within our means and we're not letting those dollars drain from our wallet without us knowing it.
That's always the key. All right, we got to wrap things up, David, but as we do so, any other tips you want to pass along for, you know, whether it's small savings or large savings this time of year?
Yeah, well, I think also controlling that thermostat, especially when we're not around, that can keep our electric bill down, I think is a good one. And then also, you know, especially this time of the year, eating out tends to be one that we spend a lot of money on. And so just making sure that we're not spending where we don't know about it or where we're not picking up on it. I think that that's really the key.
Thermostat can make a huge difference. Trust me on that one. And you're right. Sometimes it's nice to spoil ourselves by eating out, but you can't eat out 7 days a week and say you're spoiling yourself 7 days in a row. You're going to run into trouble. Financial advisor David Peters, there's his information if you'd like to follow online. Thanks very much. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Makia?